So today, we're going to talk about how to chart your menstrual cycle. This is a really good tip, not only for girls, but for guys too. So guys, also pay attention. For the sake of this chart, we're going to learn how to base our charting on a 28-day menstrual cycle. Now, before we get started, let's go over here to the chart legend. Red means the period. Green is going to be actual ovulation. Purple is going to be pre and post ovulation. And gray is going to be the safe zone, or the time period that is less likely or not likely at all to become pregnant. Now, let's go to the calendar. For this calendar, this person was on their period for 4 days. Now remember, the important thing is to remember what is the very first day of my period. Now the first day of your period is not the time period where your breasts are tender or where you have some type of mild odor before your cycle begins. I'm talking about when you actually begin your period, whether it be spotting or full-on blood, okay? Now, so let's start counting. So the first day of her period was the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now let's go ahead and count right on up to ovulation. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the time period that this person can start becoming pregnant. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, this is actual ovulation, 17, 18, 19, and then safe zone begins at day 20. Now, let's just say for the sake of this exercise that this person had unprotected sex on this day, okay, the very first day of ovulation. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pregnant. Why do I say that? Let's go down to our helpful tips. Sperm can live in the vagina for 5 to 7 days after unprotected intercourse. So let's just say that the person had unprotected sex on the 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pregnant. Or basically, that person could become pregnant any time between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Between the 11th and the 17th, that person can become pregnant. Okay? Let's do another example. Let's say that person had unprotected sex on Friday, the 13th, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anytime between here, because this is ovulation time, that person can become pregnant. Now, one last time. Let's say that this was the last day of this person's period, they were spotting, the period was pretty much over, but that's the day that they had unprotected sex, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe pregnant, maybe pregnant, maybe pregnant. Okay? So just be really, really careful about the day that you have sex, because if it falls during any time that you will be ovulating, you can become pregnant. Okay? So let's say that the person has sex on the day before their period begins. Okay? And the sperm lives in the vagina 5 to 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're in the gray. And so again, that means we are in the safe zone. Now, let's just say that you had unprotected sex, or let's just say the condom broke during sexual intercourse during this time period. And be careful, because the purple and green time is when you are ovulating, thus the time that you are the most horny, okay? So do understand that if you have sex during this time period, you absolutely can become pregnant. But let's just say the condom breaks, or you haven't had unprotected sex, or you've had unprotected sex. You can always get emergency contraception if you do not want to continue with the pregnancy, or you're not sure whether or not you actually become pregnant. So it's most effective when used closest to the moment of unprotected sex. And there are a few of them out on the market right now. Plan B, Next Choice, or Ella. Okay? They're not to be used in place of a condom or a female condom. Okay? And they do not protect against sexually transmitted infections. So as far as to be able to get Plan B, Next Choice, or Ella, you must be at least 17 years or older to purchase without a prescription. Now, some helpful tips to remember. You can become pregnant during your menstrual cycle. Now, some people do have sex during their period, so just know that your egg can be fertilized during your period. You ovulate between the 14th and it's the green area, the 14th and the 16th day period. And again, we're talking about for a 28-day cycle. Sperm lives in your vagina 5 to 7 days after unprotected intercourse. A normal period can occur anywhere between 28, 32 days, 33 days. Use your cell phone calendar to help you remember. So when the first day of your period comes, if you haven't used an app, there are different apps on the market right now. If you're not using an app, you can always put it in your calendar, new period. Okay? That way you can go ahead and count it all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and put ovulation from the 8th day through the 19th day. Okay? And you can go ahead and count down 21, 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You ought to be able to count to the time frame that your new period is going to come. Therefore, you're always in control of whether or not you're ready to have a baby or not have a baby. Okay? So you can use this chart to plan to have children, or you can use this chart to plan not to have children. Okay? So, again, the first day of your period is the first day that you see blood. The first day to wear a condom, for sure, is always if you're trying to protect yourself against a sexually transmitted infection. And as far as protecting yourself from an unplanned pregnancy, from the day of ovulation, the ovulation begins, pre and post ovulation, to the end. Okay? And that's it. Charting can be really simple.
Mm-hmm.